one of the things you said earlier, I think I want to kind of zone in on it because it is really, really important to understand is the similarities between business ownership and real estate ownership, right? Because in a lot of ways, they're very, very similar. And, folks that listen to this podcast a lot, heavy in real estate, you go buy a piece of real estate, it generates income, and you're buying that income on a multiple, right? It's usually called cap rate. We have our own terms in real estate, but it's effectively a multiple that you're buying of that cash flow. And then you do things, hopefully, that can increase that cash flow by increasing the revenue or reducing expenses. Maybe you have a unique business plan that's going to bring new amenities or whatever, and you increase the value. You increase the cash flow, number one, but you increase the value down the road because of increasing that cash flow, and it's based on a multiple. And so businesses are priced very similarly, right? And sometimes the multiples are lower because potentially risk is higher. So whereas real estate, you may be purchasing a 20 times multiple, which would be a 5% cap rate. Maybe on a business, it's depending on the business and the size and the franchisee, I would guess 3 to 10x multiple, somewhere in there, right? And so going to be a little bit, lower multiple, but it also helps you from a higher cash flow standpoint generally. And then you have that enterprise value down the road. So I just wanted to pause there because I think it's really important to make that correlation because it is, very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, I think real estate investors are a great fit for franchising in a lot of ways because they want to be a little more hands-off traditionally. And with real estate, the feedback I continue to get, and I see it firsthand because I invest in real estate myself, there are only so many good deals to be had. Now, you guys do an excellent job of finding the deals, Ben, but it's not as easy as it used to be to find deals out there. So I continually hear that theme, and it's, hey, we have cash on the sidelines. Where can we get yield, maybe outside the public markets to complement what we're doing? So that's one piece of it. But also there's so many franchise businesses that really interest real estate investors. If there were a common theme of what we're seeing across the landscape, it would be boring businesses, as I like to call them. It's understandable, cash flowing, Amazon resistant type businesses. It's things like home and property services. Maybe that's insulation or gutters or dumpsters or floor coatings. In some markets, it may still be oil changes or, kind of niches in the health and wellness space or businesses that will do well regardless of the economy. People are always going to spend on their pets, on their kids, on their aging parents, on their health, on their homes. So businesses and niches that support these areas, I like the term as kind of non-sexy. And I do think non-sexy is the new sexy when it comes to business ownership. But that's where people love just the different models that play in these areas.